All right, folks, we're live. Welcome back to Knuckles Family and Friend podcast, where we talk things all pop culture, whether it's comics, video games, and anime. And once again, we were talking about Loki, and it's the final episode. If these episodes went by really, really fast. Only 6 episodes. Felt like it could have been longer, but you know what? It is what it is. And Derek, I'm gonna let you start out because I know you're freaking excited. You got a lot of shit to say. So before you start, all I can say is the multiverse has officially started, and you can go ahead and talk your shit.
Oh man, look, I'm not the only one hype about this. First off, like Kang is here, baby. I'm hype. I am so freaking hype. And the boy they got playing is the not just Kang, but the watch not the Watcher, but the one who's been there the entire time. Oh my God, he did such a good job. But
He
I
who
already know,
remains.
yeah, he who remains. All I know is that's going to be the friendliest version you're going to see. Because from this point on, it's hostile takeover. He's snapping. He's snapping on everybody. I'm glad that I called that lion creature was well, people knew that. A lot of people already know
Yeah.
about that. But I forgot that he's like he said in the show, he's gone by many names. He was a pharaoh, and I forgot that that was the callback to the last episode because there was a sphinx uh, from Egypt in that other reality that they got sent to. There were a lot of things that basically pointed right to it, but once again, if you're not really that hype about everything, every little Easter egg they plant in there, you missed it. But yeah, we all missed the Loki and Sylvie thing. We all thought that it was like just them being friendly with each other. Nah, it was actually love for one another. So
I'm so angry about that.
yeah, I'm
Who
not
said?
gonna front. I,
What
I
I
was a
say?
little,
I
I
said it
was
the
a
last.
little.
I said the last episode.
He did say
He
that.
did. He
One of us
did.
did say that. Anthony said it. But damn. But remember what Loki told her in the older episodes, like love is a dagger, and they both literally drew their knives on one another. And right after she had cut him, she like they kissed and she pushed him through the portal. Like damn, that was nuts. And he really sat there in the TVA and he looked so betrayed. Like he really felt as though he got through to her and it was like all for naught. But I loved, and I mean I loved when he got to the TVA and Morbius and the other agents didn't recognize him. And then you saw the actual Kang statue that oh my god, bruh.
Yo, the
Bruh.
fear in it, the fear in his eyes, his face, like he knew it was like, yo, we really fucked up. Like
Yo.
he looked scared.
But Pete Kang's performance when he was in the office, when he heard it sounded like thunder in the background, but it was
Yeah.
actually all of the branches breaking off and splitting. And a lot of people have been making memes about it now, and they're like, basically now everything Marvel ever did, all of the Fox movies, everything, that was pretty much canon. Like it doesn't matter what you thought in the past because now anything's possible. Like Disney's about to cut checks to everybody, bro. Um, Oh, Miss Minutes popping up, bro. I'm not gonna. I was a little.
That,
I was a little faded. So, so when that part happened, I jumped. I jumped
yeah,
because I
I
said,
think a lot of people did.
"Yo,
There's a meme that has Miss Minutes and someone's like security camera all black and white. You see Miss Minutes right there. And this is a creepy smile too that she had. So fuck you, Tara Strong. Now I'm scared of your voice now.
she could get her own game low key, and it would be so terrifying just because of that little Miss Minutes character and like that voice. Like that voice is really cute, but behind her character, how her characterization and how she delivers, oh man, absolutely, absolutely heart wrenching. Like I'm just glad that I was. I mean, a lot of people were just. I was just watching a YouTube video on how everybody was hyped because, just like you said with the whole Mephisto thing, we were all waiting on him. We were all waiting on Kang. We thought we were going to get him in not Doctor Strange, Ant Man, Quantumania. But no, we got to see him here. But like I said, this was a friendlier version. The next ones we meet won't be so friendly, and I know that for a fact. Because after Sylvie stabbed him, he just smiled and was like, "See you soon." I'm like, "Damn, bro," and he means that. He means that from the bottom of his heart. I'm not going to keep going for too long. I'm gonna let y'all
Yeah.
go because there's more, but that'll go as the conversation
Yeah.
goes. Anybody else? Anybody else?
I mean, all I can say is I still don't like the TVA, but I mean, that was their purpose, like right there. Like it just sucks because it's like there's no such thing as free will. Because either it's like when we first saw him, I'm like, wait, Kang? Why the dude's all friendly and stuff like that? Like who is this guy? Until he says there's other versions of me. Some call me ruler, some call me conqueror. I'm like, oh shit, there we go with his version right there. And so it was just a tough decision to make because for Sylvie, it was personal. You fucked up my whole entire life. That's why I want to kill you. So it's like either you kill him and you had to deal with so many of his other variants, or you like take the throne, but you still have the TVA. You're still ruining people's lives because it's like free will doesn't exist, and that just bothers me. So it's like it's a tough decision to make. Do you really want to make 99 problems and you ain't gonna win any of them, or would you rather take his throne and still have the control of things, but you're still in the end still fucking up somebody's life? So like
Remember,
I get
remember, he had the entire conversation scripted. Like he already knew how
yeah.
that shit was gonna go. That was cool too. I like that.
That was really dope. But I'll just leave it like this because I said I want Anthony's and Rachel's take on it because I don't want to say too much because I remember y'all got a lot of shit to say. And by the way, yes, I did not like that kiss as well. That I'm like, okay, what the fuck,
Yeah,
like that just that really ruined it for me right there.
yeah.
I knew that part of the episode was going to ruin it for all three of y'all because I was like, I saw this coming. I
Uh-huh.
saw the way he looked at her in that episode, and I was like, he has an attraction to her, and she has an attraction to him, and then that like solidified it. And I was like, I literally was watching it. I was like, oh, oh, she kissed him, but but then also too, it's also like that play on like I'm not gonna say a woman scorn, but it's like not trusting a woman ever since she bit the forbidden fruit kind of thing. It's like Loki put all this trust in her, and at the end he's expecting her to make the right decision with him because they've been on this ride together, and it's like this new version of Loki where he's like got an actual heart. He actually has like sympathy. He's actually saying, "Let's think this through." Like for once, like I'm not just trying to do this to rule over people. Like I think that we can make this work. And literally, Sophie is just like, no, like I'm sorry, I can't think like you, but like this is how it's got to be because he literally took my whole childhood, my whole life away from me, and I'm gonna do this. Which, in fact, is like, yeah, like you were saying, it's a difficult situation to be in because it's like if you he says it, he said if you kill me, you're gonna have to deal with probably a worse version of me. But if you don't, you can take over, you can have it, kind of make up your own kind of rules in a way but this is how everything has to be in order to keep everything in line. So it's like that fine line of like not causing because he knows it's like she didn't want to listen to his theories of what he went through. He's like, listen, this is all of this is gonna happen because all these different multiverses are gonna clash, like and this is the only way to keep them in line. But it's like, no, like, I'm sorry, like, I can't deal with that. Like, you have to go. So, yes, I'm like, I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest. Like, now that I looked into it, deeper, I'm like, okay, it wasn't bad to lead up to everything else. But I really wanted more. Like, I mean, the whole statue thing at the end was like, oh, wow, like, a big giant statue of Kang the Conqueror. And, like, now it looks like he's like taken over. Like, it's not like he's hiding behind these like two lizard people, whatever the case he was doing before, like Wizard of Oz. now it's like he's the forefront of everything. Now it's like shit's about to get real. But at the same time, it's like, at the end of the credits, they just show that there's going to be a season 2. Like, that's what you give me after the credits.
Which
Like,
we
come on,
already
bro.
knew. We already knew
Yeah,
there's gonna
we
be
already knew
season
that.
2.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, oh wow, that was supposed to be the big. Woo, there's gonna be. Of course, there was gonna be a season 2. Like, there was so many open-ended things that happened in this episode, like that. That you could be like, okay, they're gonna make a part 2 from this. So
Like,
I
I
mean,
don't think they knew that they were going to have a season 2 because there's a thing that just came out that the Kate whatever the director, female director, she's not coming back for season 2 because she was like they just I guess decided on it and decided to announce it, and that's why she's not part of season 2 and she's already like booked for other projects.
Sheesh.
wow, that's
Damn.
bad. I mean, as far as
Yeah.
how good this first season was, like, that's kind of bad if they're gonna be changing a whole different direction. No.
Well, I think it's like they wanted this first season just to be like the other shows were just one thing by itself. It's just one series, like season, and that's it. To set up the whole multiverse, and that's what its job was. But I think because they saw how popular Loki was with people, and just Tom Hiddleston and like everybody together, I think they're like, well, shit, like it's such a popular show now, like it's insane that like we should just make another season and figure it out. Like,
Wow.
Money.
Yeah, of course.
Money, money,
But
money,
yeah, I mean,
money,
What blows
yeah,
me
but
away
money.
What blows
but
me away is all of these actors are like big theater actors. Like Tom Hiddleston, he came from theater. Kate,
mm-hmm.
she came from theater. The dude playing Kang, he's a big theater actor, which explains his very bubbly personality at the beginning. But like, I love how they all come from such backgrounds and like that they're going here with this stuff. The same thing with Robert Downey Jr. Nobody had hope in that man. They requested him 3 times for Iron Man. 3. Like John Favreau
I didn't know
really
that.
fought for that man. And who would have guessed they would have taken it this far? And I'll keep saying it. It disappoints me that Disney is beating DC to the multiverse, and they are doing a bomb job. Like this is nuts.
I mean, honestly, like, I think that they should have probably had hired, RL or Knuckles, to be King the Conqueror, because he kind of looked like his older brother. And that's all I could see when I was watching the episode. So I was like, he definitely could have played that role.
Hey
Bro,
man,
he look like your brother, bro. He look,
Is it the
I,
nose?
I can
Is it the
cosplay. I can
nose?
cosplay Kang.
dude. It was something about his facial features and his hair. I was like, yo, that's RL.
Great. I'm going to Comic Con as Kang.
Yo, you got to.
Yeah. We got to.
Bet.
Did anyone else laugh at the joke of like the trope of like, up, give him an apple to eat to make him look like an asshole?
Yo, every time there's a bad guy, it's like, why does there have to be an apple? Like they do it in so many things.
I don't know. All right, so Rachel, get your takes on it. Don't want to leave you out.
Well, I guess I'll start with like continuing with talk about the director Kate and then like the whole stupid kiss situation. I feel like no one on this show was on the same page with like where they wanted to take the characters, because in interviews between Kate the director, the dude that was the writer, and this other chick or something that I think was like the editor or whatever, or a composer or something like that. Whenever they were asked about like how they interpreted Loki and Sylvie's relationship, they all had a different answer. And
I
like
didn't notice.
the director saw it as non-romantic. The writer did, because of course he's a man, so what else could he write? And then
Oh
and
my
then
god.
and then the female composer saw it as like kind of like the director, where it's more like friendship and a deeper bond, like in that sense. And like I know they shot it in the scenes where like we're supposed to be romantic and is pretty obvious, but I was just so hoping that it was just people reading it wrong, and I was so hoping that it was just something better and deeper than that, instead of just like, really did we have to go there? Like, that was so unnecessary.
They didn't need to romanticize that at all.
It's Disney. They need
I
to draw.
don't
They need
see
to
what the
draw in
point
some
of it
those female
was.
characters. They need to draw on some of those females that want to see the romantic side of Marvel.
But who gives a shit? Like, they play
I
this
know.
stuff all the time.
Yep.
And Disney's like, this is the one thing I hate about Disney, though. It's like they want to get props for being like, oh, during Pride Month, let's sell all the rainbow merch and make money off the Pride thing. Let's like slip in there that Loki's like canonically like gender fluid and bi and whatever, so they could get all propped up from the community to be like, look at Disney being so progressive. And then it's like, but we're gonna make him fall in love with a girl still. That's himself. Like, they couldn't have him any other relationship or just no relationship at all in the show, but they had to force him to be with the one female character. And they're like, is it weird though that it's himself? Nah, it's fine.
There was a meme. There was a meme that says, "What you see versus what we really see," and it's Loki kissing Loki. Like it practically is. That's why, man, I should have seen it coming too, but it's like, nah, they can't make him love himself. Yeah, they did it. Yeah, I was just like, I've seen like awkward kisses in my life in movies, and this was definitely like, well, in movies and this was just, I'm like, why?
And then some people are like, well, he's a narcissist, so it makes sense that he loves himself. I'm like, but he's really not. Like, that whole first episode was him saying and admitting that like his like outward over the top like personality was just a show to like put on for people. Like, he's really not that full of himself.
What's crazy is, expect this in the future. One of the variants of Kang is actually Iron Lad, who helps put together the Young Avengers. He sees the future of what he could become, and he tries to prevent that by being a hero. And apparently that goes wrong in the future too. But we'll see how the MCU tries to write that one off, because that could be very interesting. Because I was like, oh, I actually forgot about that. They were just talking about that on YouTube about a Marvel Easter egg.
You know what I'm starting to think about now that we're like talking about all like the multiverse and things of that nature? Now, do you possibly think that they could lose viewers or lose fans too, because there's certain people that may not have watched all of these series, or may not have watched, Doctor Strange, or Loki, like, just straight up, like, that it might be like, oh, like, I don't understand what's going on. Why are these characters coming back? Why does this look this way? And be lost in that sense, like, and if they didn't, because they didn't see this.
I don't know.
Disney did say these shows are going to connect to the movie. They said themselves. So if you happen to not watch these shows, you don't get what's going on, that's on you, because they said it's going to be connected. So they gave you like full out heads up. So if you didn't follow their advice, it's like, well, that's on you for not watching the show.
I think that like they know that Marvel fans are going to be watching everything Marvel, so they don't have to worry about the big Marvel fans, and then the casual viewers that just watch them just because they're fun or like whatever, and they don't know comics and they don't give a shit. Like, I feel like in movies that when they are supposed to connect with information that you should know, they always drop like little lines in there to kind of help people that aren't aware of what's going on. They drop like little things as like reminders or like whatever. Like, I'm sure they're gonna have to do that in like the next Spider-Man movie for people who have no idea what's happening. Like, they're gonna explain, like, Doctor Strange is gonna come in and like have a big explanation to Peter of like what the hell's happening. Like,
because
before Spider-Man, though, remember. Oh, my bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, I was just gonna say that since the end of Spider-Man 2 was like them exposing his identity, now that's definitely gonna tie into something. Whereas they're definitely gonna either rewrite that everybody knows his identity, or something crazy because this whole multiverse thing that they're doing with his movie, that shit's gonna open doors. Like 3 Spider-Man in one place. So how the hell is Peter Parker Spider-Man when you've got all these other guys everywhere? Like
He's gonna, yeah, he's definitely gonna
it's
use
gonna
that
get
to his
crazy.
advantage to be like, look, I'm
Yeah,
standing right here, and look, there's a
right,
Spider-Man.
right.
Or just get a super scroll to like disguise himself as Peter Parker. Like, oh, there we go. See, it can't be two places at once. But
Yeah,
what I was gonna say is, I don't know if this ties in anything, but remember in the Eternals trailer where they say, "For centuries we did nothing," yada yada yada. So was the multiverse the reason why the Eternals are now finally coming? Could that be
probably.
a?
I feel like yes, because remember at the end of WandaVision, her kids started calling out to her at a real particular moment. And I feel like the only reason she started to hear her kids' voices is because of that rift. And
Hmm.
as soon as that rift happened, there's a section in it where it's really red. And that could be because of Wanda's what do they call her abilities again? Her abilities are
Chaos magic.
Chaos
Chaos
man.
magic.
so
Chaos
in that
magic.
area, that could be somewhere where Wanda's gonna like either go or some shit like that. We gotta wait and see. But I'm pretty sure that the moment that the tear happened is when she started to hear her kids call for help, and that's why she's gonna go and get into that. I just want to see how it all connects because this is about to get crazy.
Watching the
Well,
multiverse split though was probably the prettiest thing to watch,
Beautiful.
and it was interesting because obviously it's gonna explain the Spider-Man movie, but like it was interesting to see the branches going, but then some of them are like crashing into each other and
Yep.
like at points, and that's probably gonna obviously work out with the Wanda thing and whatever. But
Yeah.
what was I gonna say? Oh, at the super sad Mobius scene where he doesn't even know who Loki is, and just seeing Loki's face shatter, like, and hit.
uh,
Oh, I made a noise that was so like no.
yo,
Like,
Mobius disappointed me when he didn't freaking vaporize that bitch. Like, oh my god, it's like, yo, bro, you got your ass kicked by her, bro. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
I don't like calling women that, but like, she was a bitch. I'm sorry, like Little Miss Snitch. Like, oh, I had to do what I had to do. Who cares about free will? It's all about the order. It's like, wow, you really are a sad human being. Like, and first of all, was that a waste just showing that she was a teacher, like, or principal? Like, I get it was like, to show, hey, the TVA, hey, this is really her before she was, the Ted
mm.
or whatever. It's like, what was the point of that? I just thought it was like a wasted scene right there. And where you go,
Well,
define free will.
every
I would rather
variant
you
comes
just
from a
die,
different
honestly.
every variant comes from a different point in time, no matter their background or whatever. Her authoritarian nature can be tied to her being a teacher and all of that jazz. So, hey, who the hell knows? I mean, it answered a lot of questions for me.
Mm-hmm. No, but back to like Rachel's point, Mobius. So yeah, that was a sad scene to see.
But
Like,
but seeing that Mobius scene makes me wonder though, like since you saw parts of the multiverse crashing into each other, like is that actually his Mobius that just is now messed up by another timeline that doesn't know who he is, or is that like a different Mobius that doesn't know who he is? Like,
It's so confusing, yo.
it's
I'm not even
so
gonna
many
hold you.
freaking universes, man.
That was a Planet of the Apes level mind fuck. Like to see Kang's statue there, I said that's Planet of the Apes all day, bro. I said, holy
Because
shit,
right
that was
before,
dope,
well, because right
dope.
before that scene, you saw Mobius and the other woman just look at the screen like, no turning back now or whatever like that. Because I think they know what was about to happen. But then fast forward, it's like, who are you? Blah blah blah. So like, what like. What was it a different timeline when they were when they just saw everything split apart? Like it, I don't know. It just seems so weird at that part. Go
I have
from
to
watching
think that
that
it's a
to
completely different Mobius though, because even if it was a different
that's
point
what
in
it seemed
time of
like.
Mobius, like he was obsessed with Loki. Like he studied Loki's like history and his personality. Like he was like a fanboy of Loki. So like for
Yeah,
him to not even recognize Loki by his face, like that just tells me I feel like that's not even like his Mobius. Like that's a different.
well, you know what? The more thinking about it, yeah, because Sylvie did use that
The
that time
tempad.
thing to send Loki the tempad to send somewhere Loki somewhere. Yeah, so like even she knew or she didn't know, she definitely sent him to a different timeline when she used that thing. And that's just my thoughts about
Well,
it.
she
So
probably sent
I
him
think she
back to
sent
like that was supposed to be their TVA, but because things are crashing into each other, it probably messed things up and it sent him somewhere completely different.
Yeah, because it's all
because
dialed in.
the branches are already messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all dialed in. So she couldn't have like messed with it at that moment and then decided to do that and push him through. I feel like her intentions were good, but the damage was already done.
Mm, yeah.
Well,
And I was a little bit
that's
surprised that
interesting.
like
Sorry, did you want
my,
to go?
I was gonna say that it was amazing how he remained. He was just tired of his job. He was like, "I'm just tired. I'm older than what I look."
Yeah.
Because having a job like that would get tiring. So he just wanted to give it
Well,
up because he was just tired.
in the comic book, He Who Remains actually was a really old man, and apparently he was a variant of uh, Kang. So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. They just didn't want to make him a really old guy for this one. This is crazy. I really don't know where to even go with
Yeah.
the rest of
And he
this
says,
because
"Once you kill me, you're gonna see me again, like as this version of me, not just the evil version, but this version too." So it's like
That's why
it's
she's
like he
stupid.
pretty much doesn't
It was,
die. What's up?
yeah, that's why I was so stupid for her to kill him. Like it didn't make sense.
he
It's like,
basically told her, "I'm the easiest one you've got to deal with right now. After this,
Yeah.
you're
yeah,
walking into hell. Like this is Pandora's
She
box."
it was just personal for her though. I just think she just thought about the past or whatever. It's like, yeah, I get it. It wasn't the smartest thing to do, but like just what happened to her though. And Grant, he did said, grow up, you murderer or whatever like that." So I mean, yeah, but like, would I have done it? No, but like. That's a hard decision for her because, like I said, you fucked up my life. Like, what else do you want me to do? Like, this is personal for me right now.
mm,
And that was like her whole mission from ever since she was a kid to like get to the bottom of it, find who was in control, and just kill him. So like for her to suddenly get enlightenment to be like, oh no, there's something bigger than my problem right now, and like so
Yeah.
she was just too in her own
yeah.
agenda.
Yeah. And Loki even says, I'm a liar, but he's not lying. Like, Loki knows a liar when he sees him because he's been doing this shit his whole entire life. It's like, you can't bullshit the bullshitter. And so I know that he's not bullshitting right now. He is telling the truth. And I'm telling you, man, I just can't look at the scene where he's like, to Mobius, we fucked up. We have to prepare. There's other versions of him. We need to prepare right now. Like, I've never seen Loki that scared before in his life. Like, never.
Mm.
Never, never, ever. And I loved it. That's why, for me, I'm not trying to compare all the shows from the whole season, but like out of the endings, this was my favorite ending of the day because it was a cliffhanger. Shit's about to go down. Like, because the end of WandaVision, they said, "Oh, you're not gonna be ready for this ending. Shit's about to go down." The ending was all right. We just saw that hey, Wanda hurt her kids. Okay. Second, not second. Falcon and Winter Soldier, that ending was okay when Carter was like, "Okay, I'm back in the U.S. and the United States now. We're gonna do a bunch of deals." It's like, okay, who cares? But this one, having Kang get ready to appear, who I think is gonna be like the next villain next to Thanos for like the Avengers to come together, like that ending right there, like I love. Now, despite the show being, being up and down, because for me the show, don't get me wrong, I like Loki, but like, were there any moments where that Loki like stole the show for you? Like, do you think he has yet to have like his moment? Because he hasn't had that moment yet for me. Like, I like the show, but there wasn't a moment where I'm like, oh shit, Loki has finally arrived. Like, he just was just just there trying to make himself a better person. But like, I didn't see a big moment where I'm like, yo, this Loki's moment to be like, hey, I'm my own guy now. Yeah, this, that, and the third. So now maybe they're saving up for season 2, but like, I don't know. Like, just feels though they could have done more to have Loki shine in this show.
Unless they plan on him having his like glow up moment, like in an upcoming movie, maybe the Madness thing, because like Wanda got her glow up into her new costume and she's awesome. You know, obviously Sam got his glow up to be new suit Captain America, and that's like Loki show. Like the first two shows were like personal for those characters and was solely about them. It was more like centralized around them. And then this show is kind of like, oh, Loki happens to be in it and it's named after him, but like it's really not about him. It's just setting up shit for Phase 4. Like that was the whole show's purpose. I just feel like it was like they could have put any character in there and replaced Loki with anyone, and it still would have played exactly the same.
I'm kind of on the fence of like if he's even going to be in the movie at all, just because of all the different multiverses and like if they're going to have a season 2, like why? I don't feel like it's going to end in the movie. I feel like it's going to keep going. So it's like I don't think they're going to have that big moment for Loki in the upcoming movie. I mean, if they do, that would be cool. But at the same time, like it seemed like it's going to be geared more towards like Doctor Strange and to me, Wanda. Like, but I don't
I mean,
know.
he could
Solid.
come in because, like, of everything he knows, and he knows now, like, what's happening and why it's happening. So, I mean, he could show up to kind of be like, hey, this is how we fucked up. Let's go fix it now. And, like, they could do, like, a trio kind of team up kind of deal, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah, because he's kind of lost at the end of this, series. It's kind of like he's talking to Morbius and, like, it just, like, it hits him now, like, oh, I'm in like a different time. Like I don't even know where I am right now. So it's like that point in period of him like trying to figure out like where he's at, like which portal is he in. You know what I mean? Like so I feel like he has to figure all that stuff out first.
Well, I don't even know when season 2 is even going to take place because we already have all the dates set for all these other movies. Because like, is Kang going to still be around when we get season 2? Probably, but I just don't know where season 2 is gonna like. What's its place in it? Like when, like where, what's gonna happen by then when season 2 starts? Because yeah, it ends with seeing a statue of Kang, but like lots of stuff is gonna happen like right after that moment. So I just don't know where season 2 is gonna take place in.
I don't think they even know right now.
Yeah, like I just I think out of the shows, it was the only show that was announced for season 2, right? We didn't get anything from WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
No,
Kang won't be around for a long time, man.
We just heard of talks about a season 2. But it was never confirmed about a season 2 from the other shows.
well, I think for like setting up Kang as the next villain, they're basically gonna, if they do what they kind of did with Thanos at the end of each movie, they're gonna like kind of build him up and have a little bit more happen. But like he's not going to be like the big bad takedown until like almost another Avengers type movie. So I feel like Multiverse of Madness, it's just going to be them trying to fix like the initial mess up that's happening, and then they're going to try and I don't know take him on later in another movie.
I mean, as of right. But then who would be the next big time villain? And because I can possibly see Kang, like it would either have to be a Kang or a Galactus.
Well, Kang has a long way to go. He's showing up in the next Ant-Man movie. We know that. So like he's got a lot of room to grow. And plus, once again, with this whole time travel variant thing, Kang, every variant of Kang understands time travel very well. So he could just pop up, do some shit, and go like as he pleases, and nobody would know how to follow him.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that people don't understand just how like powerful he is, because
he's powerful, bro.
Because even in this episode, it's kind of clear that he was in control of the whole situation this entire like season. Like he knew exactly how everything was going to play out. He said it to them himself, like at the end, he's like, I knew that you were going to try to kill me there, and I knew you were going to try to strike me in the elevator. But then it's like, when it came to Sylvie, like, killing him at the end, he didn't disappear. He didn't move out of the way. Like,
well, because he said at the one point where he's like, okay, after this, like 7 seconds ago, that's the last of the script that I know of. I don't know what's going to happen after this. So, like, it could have went either way, and he was kind of just giddy for the first time because he's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. So like, I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out.
Yep.
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, but I'm also kind of curious though, like if he kind of knew or if he actually wanted to die, because like, why would he push his like temp pad thing like closer to the edge of the table as if he knew it would be in like perfect grabbing spot for Sylvie to take it and do something? Like,
Yeah,
I think he wanted to die.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like he's way too smart for everybody, and that he knew that he wanted to unleash the bad version of himself. I don't know. Like he wanted
and also,
to cause chaos.
if he wanted them to like work together to take over for him so he could like stop doing his job and like retire basically and to keep the timeline in order or whatever, then why would he start egging on Sylvie to be like, you can't trust him, why are you going to listen to this guy, why would he egg her on to like make her kill him? Like, it's just like, it's kind of like he wanted that to happen.
Yep.
He might want some entertainment because he's got no entertainment in like God knows how long. He needed something to excite himself.
Hey,
No, it's a good question though. Honestly, I don't know, man. But hey, I said I like the actor that they chose. I mean, he was in it. He's in an other show that got canceled.
Lovecraft.
Lovecraft. Yeah, which
Lovecraft
I heard. Yeah, I heard he was great in that. But yeah, bro. I'm gonna start looking at this guy and be like, "Yo, do I really look like him?" Because now you got me. Now you got that shit in my head, Anthony. And be like, "This? Do I really look at this dude?"
Bro, you got like I'm not gonna say you're spot on, but I was like, bro, you look like he could be like your brother or something.
He could be a Knuckles. He could be a Knuckles.
He might be.
I think it might be the
you're talking about
nose.
me.
I think might be the nose.
Bro, you got an image of him right now on your computer?
Nope. I'll look into that. But hey, man.
Because if I shave, then it's kind of creepy. I was looking. I was like, whoa, that's scary.
Yeah. So I mean, that's about it. From like we talked about everything, but I mean, I understand we were talking about Loki and stuff like that, but it's gotta be brought up. Rachel, I'm sorry, but like I said, we were on 37 minutes, but like, anyone get their quick thoughts on Black Widow?
Quick thoughts? Oh, jeez.
We have about a half hour. I mean, we normally do this for an hour. And we pretty much already talked all we need to talk about. What's up?
No, I said you adding that in. All right.
I don't know. I mean, we already talked about Loki. I mean, like, what else is there to talk about? I mean, anything else that we missed from this episode?
I mean, the only thing I was going to say about Loki and the multiverse thing is, like, now the show What If is basically going to be part of the continuing story, because it looks like from the trailer that, like, that it's not just, like, these little individual, like, what if little episodes that have nothing to do with each other. It looks like it's Doctor Strange learning now of the multiverse that's exploded. And, like, him visiting all these different multiverses to try and figure out what the hell's going on. And... Well, that's what it looks like.
Apparently, the What If series is going to be narrated by the Watcher. But yeah, that could definitely be a possibility because Doctor Strange does have apparently he has a significant role in it. He can't make any bargains with Dormammu on this one. You can't bargain. You can't bargain to fix the multiverse, Mike G. This is
with the What If thing too, with Peggy being, Captain Carter. I think they announced that like she's gonna be in the multiverse of madness, whatever, as Captain Carter.
That'd be lit. Ew.
I just wonder if these What If episodes, right? It's a different story, kind of. Is it gonna be like one episode each, or is it gonna be like multiple episodes talking about that story? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's one episode for each.
But I think they're gonna like kind of connect to each other, though. Like, if Doctor Strange is visiting each one, I think they might connect in that sense of him going to each one. But I think each episode is gonna be like a specific theme or like multiverse.
Cause I'm thinking like, can you add in, if Ultron gets all the Infinity Stones, can that all be talked about in one episode? It feels like that'd be like a multiple episode type of thing.
Well, that's why they animated it, because it'll be a lot easier for them to really push this shit,
Oh yeah,
and get it going and get it done, opposed to having to hire a bunch of actors to do all this stuff. Because that episode where Tony Stark gets saved by Killmonger, that caught me. I jumped. I said,
yeah.
"That's oh man, oh my god, so much, so much."
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
That's gonna be good.
I like the little ride that Marvel took us on at the beginning of that episode through the multiverses though too. Like the different little sequence at the beginning of this episode.
Mm.
That was kind of awesome.
Yeah, that was
I
dope.
think it felt like it was a send off to be like goodbye to the other phases. This is the beginning of the other phases. So like
Oh yeah.
Mm,
wrapping up the
Multiverse
last
has
10 years.
arrived. Yeah,
yeah,
multiverse have arrived, folks. Forget what you knew about the last one. It's a whole different ball game now.
yeah.
Gonna
It's kind of
fuck
like
shit up.
a lot of the people that are not big on like what the multiverse is. Like it's important that they kind of I don't know allow people to understand that because like if you don't get that, I feel like you get lost. You know what I'm saying? Like unless you have understanding of what's happening in these episodes and like why, you have that, sequence where things are starting to split, people are just like, I don't know what's happening, like, and then they're just like, I don't get it. This is bad. So I'm like curious to see the feedback after this, like, really of how people, have taken to the Loki and now splitting into this multiverse kind of aspect.
I honestly think that they might not care about Loki himself. I think they just care about now we're in the multiverse now, finally. If it's with the multiverse, it's what's stealing the show over Loki himself. When it should be Loki, should be the star of the show. But they're all more about, bro, we're about, oh my God, we're finally in the multiverse now. Loki, you can just go away for all we care.
Hmm. Fair enough.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think, though.
I think
Overall,
that's
like I
the
said, I
only
did.
letdown of the show, though, because like people were expecting that it's called Loki and he's in it, and you would think it'd be more centered around him and like him maybe going back in time and like going through his trauma stuff and his things to become a new person. Like instead of these like little snippets of him becoming another person, which is like still good, but like we still don't know too much about him deeper as a character. Like he's basically
No.
we got the same as information that we've known from other movies. So
Bingo.
The only thing that has happened, he's just changed. He's a nicer person now. Ooh, I care about somebody now. Ooh, hell, it's like I feel as though Sylvie still more to the show than him. I really believe that.
That's
She's a
really
variant.
that's really interesting to bring up because the show is literally called Loki, but it's like it's not really geared towards like him and his personal life. It's like all these multi dimensions of him or multiverses of him. Like,
Loki's.
yeah, it's like Loki's, but it's not really about him per se. So
Well,
that's like interesting to think about.
yeah, but that's why we kind of knew that, because that's why they did the panels the way they did with all the letters. It was always a different letter,
Mm,
and that was for like each variant and just all these different versions, these different characters, Sylvie included, because she's a variant of Loki. So she is a Loki.
yeah.
She's just like you said, it's another
Yeah.
him, and it's weird that he was in love with himself, but that is Loki for you. I love myself. So
I love myself too, but I ain't gonna like kiss myself like that. Like, nah.
yeah, if there was a girl variant of me, I'm definitely not kissing it. Sorry.
Nope. 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 Mm-mm. Mm,
I think that
I
also
really.
bothered me too as a side note of like I think I said this in for that episode. But like are you telling me out of all the Lokis that are supposed to be gender fluid characters, I mean he turns into a horse in freaking mythology, that none of them turned into a woman before and Sylvie's the first female Loki to exist? Like that kind of like pissed me off. I was like, you're totally negating his power and like who he really is just because again Disney doesn't want to like touch on the subject. But it's just like why couldn't you have them just like randomly change gender for a second and be like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, like whatever, like
Would have been interesting.
I'm glad you said that. I don't know. I thought about that. I think about a couple episodes ago. I was like, why is she the only female version of him? Like that they're showing. Like I thought that was interesting. Like if there's so many different Lokis, why is she the only one?
And then
We
they
only
kind of
saw the
propped it up
other.
to be the annoying, like, oh, she's so special. And it's like, no. Like, why can't she just be treated as another fucking character? Like,
We only saw the other female when they were in that fight. When they were all fighting, that was the other female looking that we saw, which was like a waste, honestly.
I didn't
Yeah,
even notice who the hell. I didn't even notice that.
me neither.
Yeah,
There
there's
Are you
was
another
sure it
one.
wasn't just a dude that looked like a chick?
That could be too. That could be it too. I could have sworn I thought he looked like a chick. I'll
So
have
I
to
mean, no,
see.
I haven't seen anyone else point that out because like I feel like everyone scours the background of every shot of all these shows. That someone would
Let,
have caught
let,
that.
And was
let,
she the
let me
only one that had
see.
like an actual name? Was she the only like other Loki that had like an actual name? Like they called her Sylvie instead of Loki.
Well, she called herself Sylvie.
Yeah.
But
So she's
that's
like yeah.
interesting.
And she said, "Don't call me that" or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
I,
find it.
It's weird.
it's
It's really weird. But Disney, that's Disney.
Yeah, I guess. Could look like a dude.
it's
I
like
don't
they
know. Looks
want
like a.
it's like Disney. They wanted to separate the fact that like it was another Loki, so that the kids weren't like, oh, ew, he's kissing another Loki. He's kissing himself. You know what I mean? Like they had to say, oh, this is Sylvie. No, it's
I
not.
would I want to know what Disney's like whole like aim for their relationship is because like they even jab at it throughout the show of like how weird and kind of like twisted it is. Like Mobius is like comments on it that it's weird. Um, who's the other person that comments on it that's weird? Like they make jabs at it the whole show, and it's just like so you're already pointing out that it's a weird concept, but yet you're still going forward
Still
with
gonna
it. Like
go along
what?
with it.
Go with it.
I wonder if
Yeah.
there's like a stupid political thing of like they didn't want to show or mention a Loki turning into a chick because then everyone would be like, oh, so he's a transgender character now, and it's
Oh
like,
man, that'd be crazy.
and it's just
They
like,
were
how about
saying they were
no?
they were saying that Loki is referring to be bi, blah blah blah, this that, and the third. I'm like,
I mean,
where are we
technically
going
he
with this, right?
is, but like, why does
Yeah.
it matter? Like that's the whole thing that kind of bugs me. It's like if you want it to be normalized and have it be like an accepted thing, then stop making it a big deal. Like
Yep.
But
if
you know
he's
how it
bi,
is.
great. If he's bi, great. If he turns into a chick randomly, fine. Like who cares? He's still
Yep.
he's still Loki. So like, why does it matter?
Yep.
Like,
They not. That's because they're not ready yet. They're not ready to
Yeah.
exploit that side of like
Mm-mm.
part of just life yet.
but let's be
Because
honest though, Disney's huge. If they pissed off certain people because they're like transphobic or whatever against bi people, like whatever the case may be, it's like you're Disney. You still make bank. You're telling me, okay, they might be pissed off for a little while. You might lose a little dip in money because of crap. Wait 2 months when everyone forgets about it, and you'll be fine. Like,
yeah, I mean, obviously they didn't care when it came to Deadpool when they added what's the name that the one chick like she had the girlfriend what's the name Aiku or something like that or what was her name?
oh
She,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah, yeah,
They introduced that relationship, and I was like, wow, that's
yeah.
interesting. That was the first time I ever seen them do that on screen. What they actually
That's
had,
right.
but wasn't that Deadpool movie before
The
Disney?
merger. It was before the merger. It was before
Yeah,
the
yeah,
so that wasn't them doing it. That was
Fox.
before.
yeah. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is like the fact that like Deadpool to me is like the trendsetter for everybody because they did it right to me with both part one and two. And so what I'm saying is like they're the only ones that's like, yo, we're just gonna push the limits with everything. We don't really care. People are gonna accept it or not. Like you know what I mean? And they're like, and everybody loved it.
But nowadays it's like you people like to profit when they say, okay, I want to be careful. No, actually, no. Maybe I should say because I
You
don't
know
want
what it is?
people to get
Too?
mad at me.
They have to keep the other viewers happy because they make bank in like China and stuff with these movies. So like they can't push certain things and have the too much stuff in movies because then like it'll be an issue
A
overseas in certain
big part of the
countries.
market.
They're a big part of the market, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi's risky for them right now.
Hey, yeah, got a point there.
Real
I
I'm
mean,
looking forward to that movie, though.
I'm gonna just say
Yeah,
this.
hell yeah.
I think Disney is starting to ease into it, and I'm not. I'll say my reasons why because like I don't know if any of you seen Luca, but the
I
little
heard
Disney
about it,
movie.
but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's
No.
like it's in Italy, but to me personally, I think like the relationship of the two friends, like the two boys, like seemed a little homosexual a little bit, but that just might be my opinion. Um, and they never really introduced any kind of like female-esque like kind of relationships inside of the movie. But it was to me, it was kind of like tiptoeing into like that kind of like relationship. You know what I mean? But who knows? We'll see what happens with
Shit.
Disney in the future.
Scarlet Witch's one son, he's gay. And Super
Yeah,
Skrull,
yeah.
he's gay. So they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it real soon. Don't be shocked. It's
It'd be
coming.
hilarious that now that Deadpool's like part of the MCU now,
Yep,
um,
he is. He
that
is.
like if
He
they don't
is.
have a Spider-Man movie where like he just hits on Spider-Man the whole time
That'll be great.
because it happens so much in the comics that I'm like, oh, they have to do it. They have
They
to. Like,
got to.
Yeah.
I think they would do everybody a service if they did that, and I think that like the real true fans are just gonna like go crazy for it.
hell, if you
Can't
don't
hold. You
want to do
can't.
it with Tom Holland, like with the multiverse now, make it some other different Spider-Man and like go make a separate movie with him and Deadpool, make it rated R and have it be hilarious. Like that would be like the
Yeah.
funniest thing.
Like
You
if he
can't
just
hold.
came
You
out of
can't hold
nowhere,
Barts with Deadpool. You gotta let him do his
if
thing.
he
You can't hold back with him. Let it
if he
all
just
out.
came out of nowhere, if he just came out of nowhere and like smacked Spider-Man's ass, like even if it was like off camera and was like, "Ooh, I love the outfit," like just out of nowhere, I would cry, yo, I would scream.
Yeah,
Do you see
that
Seeing
would
the
be
Deadpool?
good.
Do you see of him and the reactions?
Yes,
Mhm.
for
Where are the
what
fucking
something gone,
dogs?
yo,
Like that's just perfect right there. Extremely
they're gonna nail it.
perfect.
They're gonna knock it in the head. And now that the multiverse has been cracked open, it's like anything's possible, especially for Deadpool.
But
Mm.
I like and I love that aspect because yeah, like you said, it just opens everything back up. Like you think everything is over, but then it's like no, there's a whole lot more that can happen.
But
I mean, this
we
will be
just getting
perfect.
started, baby.
This will be perfect for them to now start introducing like the X-Men and like Fantastic Four and like all that nonsense.
Hopefully, they can finally
Basically,
get them right.
any of the
Yeah.
movies now are canon. Chris Evans as the Human Torch in Fantastic Four, canon. Uh, Michael B. Jordan as the Human Torch, canon. All of
I
it.
have
Like,
not seen that movie, and thank God I have not
don't,
seen that movie.
don't,
Me neither.
It's so
don't do
dumb.
it.
It's so dumb.
I'm at least glad that Michael B. Jordan got redemption to be in another
Hell
Marvel
yeah.
movie, a real Marvel, because movies like that can ruin people's careers right there.
I thought it was over for him too. I was like, bro, this is it. I gave up
Yeah,
after that. But
I
then I
feel
saw
like
Killmonger. I was like, yo,
yeah,
yes, hell
I feel
yeah.
like I feel like that reboot of the reboot of Fantastic Four was just as bad as Power Rangers.
I didn't see Power Rangers,
That
Uh,
Power Rangers reboot was so trash. Like, oh, it hurt my heart.
I wasted money on that shit.
Hmm
and aren't they making like 6 movies of that too?
No, they're rebooting it. Hard reboot.
Yeah,
Hard reboot.
but
All right, cool.
that was such a disappointment, especially after the Power Rangers movie. Power Ranger movie was like my childhood. So like the
Ivan
Ivan
Ooze was the
Ooze,
man, bro.
my God, bro.
Yeah.
God tier. God tier.
It's the ninjas, man. And the suits, those suits were like shiny as shit.
Yeah, but they was fire though.
It was
But
so
they was
fire.
fire.
Yeah, they were fired.
Like even the beginning.
You should have
they
saw
were
the
fighting-
video I posted with that guy commentated when they were fighting the monsters, like fatality. Like, oh my
But
god,
like,
that
but
shit was
like
so funny.
even that beginning fight in that movie, and then you got to the part where they beat the Ivan Ooze minions, and then they all lost their powers, and then they found out that Zordon was dying, and it was like, oh, you need to go to this other planet to get these other power coins. Like
The movie was
it
awesome.
was so well
The movie
done.
was awesome. I love that movie.
It
So
was
well done.
awesome.
I still remember
Sweet.
all of it, play by play.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
Even
Ivan
as a
Ooze's
kid,
line.
even as a kid,
Even
you're
his
like, you
line.
still love it even when I'm as an adult. I'm like, this movie's still the shit.
Ivan Ooze was the GOAT, bro. When he walked into Zordon's base and he was like, all the things I've missed, the Spanish Inquisition, the Black Plague,
Yo,
the
he got the
Brady
whole
Bunch
line.
reunion.
He
Like,
got the whole line, yo. He
He got the whole
memorized the
scene.
shit
Yeah,
out
he
of
watched
this.
over and over.
that was my shit. Yo, I'll never
Yeah.
forget that movie. Till the day I
So
die, bro. My
Yeah.
kids
Rachel lost interest.
I know.
I feel as though we always talk about something that Rachel always is interested. She's like, yeah, let's stay here. I
Yep.
don't fuck with this
Yeah,
shit.
that's cool.
I went. I mean, I did.
Well, I mean, I
did.
have nothing to add because, like, I was never a big Power Rangers fan to begin with, and I never saw the new movie, that movie. So I'm just like,
Mm.
you guys talk about it. You're fine.
Bro, when I was a kid,
Right.
when I was a kid and I found out that the Yellow Ranger died in a car crash, yo,
Oh.
I actually cried.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know about that till later on.
Bro, I cried, yo, because listen.
It was
It was the
sad.
female,
It
right?
was
that was my crush.
yeah,
female,
the
right?
original Yellow Ranger,
Loved her.
Yeah,
Loved her.
and she
Yeah,
had a
so
she had
my
a great
fault-
story too.
Great.
Yeah, my fault for spinning it off the Power Rangers from this. Speaking of multiverses, if they make a multiverse of all the Power Rangers, they come out of this.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Look at Derek's face.
You think about
Look what you just said. Look what you.
That would be that would be fire.
you imagine
Yo.
that? Now that would be a movie. That would be a movie.
Lightspeed Rescue, Power Rangers in Space, all of
All of it. That would be a movie. But hey, Derek, me and you could work on that script and present it to Hollywood and see what happens.
Man, listen, we can walk. I'll walk into the studios personally with that.
Kick the door down. Yeah, this can be Derek in the studio. He'd be like,
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, god damn it, I'm not.
All right, Mr. O'Neill.
that's gonna be Derek in the studio right there.
Damn right.
Why?
I want Tommy back. I want Rocky back. I want Alpha. I want all of it.
Yo, that's mad funny. Why did you pull that up?
I want everything.
Dude, it was one of the videos with I forgot her name, the one that was not going to run because of the whole weed thing, and it says, I'm in the Olympus office saying, and there's that video right there. It's like, I gotta get it, and it was like, I'm probably never gonna use it. I'm like, oh, perfect time, thank you guys.
So funny.
Yeah, nah.
Oh,
Let's get off. That
okay.
Because, oh, listen, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Let's go with that. But no, okay, now we're getting to our hour mark. But I do want to get together on Sunday if you guys are free to talk about Black Widow, just to get out the way or whatever, you know. So if anyone's available on Sunday or during the day, I don't want to do it at night. It would have to be during the day.
Not me.
Yeah. I'll let you know, like if what time I'm available on Sunday. But I mean, I don't really know. Even if it's that, how long it's gonna be to talk about Black Widow. I have like a couple.
I mean, all I can really say is decent movie, made too late. That's all I gotta really say at the end of the day. But I can get to that more on Sunday though. But yeah. another Marvel show down the books, though. I mean, next Marvel show we talk about had to be What If, with its beautiful animation. 'Cause I always said for a while,
Ooh,
DC does good animations, but this one right here, the What If series animation, whoo,
I
Did
can't
you
wait for
hear?
that.
Did you hear that Disney's doing like an anime type Star Wars, John?
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Yo, looks beautiful. Oh my god.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm
I
down.
might just
I'm
have to
so down.
watch it just for that.
Mm.
No, I don't know.
I'll send you. I'll
They
send
need
you
to
the
hurry
link.
up. They need to hurry up with that series with the chick with the two the alien chick,
Oh! I
the
forget her
Jedi,
name. Anakin's
the
student,
yeah, the Jedi chick.
Oh, Ahsoka?
Ahsoka.
Yes, I
Ahsoka
want.
Top.
I'm sorry,
Ahsoka.
I forgot her name, but I want that
Same.
series to come. I want that series to come.
Now you got
Ahsoka
Rachel
big.
interested now. Now Rachel can
Ahsoka
talk about
bad.
something she likes.
Yeah, right.
I love Ahsoka.
Well, did you
Yeah,
guys you
Yeah.
guys watch Clone Wars, right? Like the show?
a little bit.
Nah.
No, you should.
Y'all can talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's one of those shows where it's like it sucks for like the first maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and then it gets better once the animation gets more budget and actually
Mm,
looks like
mm.
good actual animation,
Mm.
and
I
not
might give
just
it a
like
try. Yeah, I might give it a try. I got the Disney Plus joint, so I might get
Well,
into that.
it started. It started with Netflix, and then when Disney Plus came out, they brought it back.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's when it started to get really crazy. Like Disney, man, they not missing.
yeah.
Shut up
to
and
make it
take my
easy on
money.
yourself. They have like online like watching guides if you want to watch it in like full chronological order of the episodes, and then it also tells you
Mm.
like which episodes you could totally skip because it has nothing to do with the story.
Oh wow, really?
Mm.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
I don't
guides.
know.
So
They gave you a guide.
Interesting.
That's
All right,
interesting. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, so yeah, we reached our realized that we already missed our hour mark, but like I said, a show down the books. I said our next discussion show would be What If, obviously. Also, I mean, I know it's a little bit off topic, but I still think we need to get together and talk about the Suicide Squad movie because I think with James Gunn directing that, I feel so it's going to be a decent movie. I think it's going to be good.
Not feeling it.
Oh my
We'll see.
God.
We'll see. I'll watch it, but
Honestly, I think it's the most anticipated movie. Like, I cannot wait to go see this movie. I mean, I hope it has not building me up like the first one and let me down. Like, but to me,
Different
when I watched the
director.
trailer, I
Different
know, but when I
director.
watched the trailer, it looks beautiful, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna enjoy this because I really don't know too many of the characters, and that's what I like. It's like I want to be introduced to these characters and see what they bring, to the
Mm-hmm.
table, and how Shark Man, whatever, how he looked. What is
Hunt?
yeah, who is it?
Sylvester Stallone.
Well, I don't know what just how he looks. I'm like, yo, they I feel like they nailed it. I feel like it's gonna be sick.
I just
I
like how
feel
they
as
got
though.
my man from SNL on it too. What's his
Oh
name?
yeah,
yeah,
He used to date
yeah.
what's her name?
Ariana
Ariana
Grande.
Ariana
Grande.
Grande. Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson. I love him.
I feel it.
Love
I
that
feel as
man.
though Suicide Squad and James Gunn were just made to be together. I feel that this is his theme right here. Like what he did
This
with
is
the
the
Guardians of the
shit.
Galaxy. Like no
Yes.
one knew who those guys were. Now they're like the hottest shit in Marvel. I'm not saying it's gonna. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like that with DC with Suicide Squad, but like he could do something. They'd be like, "Yo, I can fuck shit up right now." I mean, to do that from Marvel and DC, because you would think that DC would be like, nah, we don't want you. You're with Marvel. It's like, nah, man, like
Shit.
they're open. What I mean, they had to take him after what happened with the whole like Twitter thing. They kind of had no choice. It's like, hey, you're only go to the dark path right now with your Twitter shit, so we'll gladly take you in and help with
What's
this
crazy
movie.
is a lot of writers from Rick and Morty have been hired to write all of these Marvel movies coming up. So it's like you want to talk about some meta shit. Like these people are on a roll right now, and they know it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gotten hired for this. So
I don't know. I
they about
don't
to
know.
go.
Like I said, I think Suicide Squad gonna be crazy,
Oh yeah,
and
oh yeah.
obviously
I think
my girl Harley Quinn gonna be in it, and she look dope. She's gonna have the old
She
kind of
actually has
style too.
pants now.
Right.
Yup.
Like, that actually looks like her character and not just like weird
Fan service.
random.
Mark,
I don't even know.
she just said she doesn't know she's gonna be playing Harley Quinn after this movie. She's unsure what's gonna happen right now with her, but I feel like the movie makes a lot of money. She'll be back.
I think she'll be back. It's just I think there's nothing really planned for her right now after this movie, and she said she kind of just wants to take a break because she did like Birds of Prey and this movie back to back. So she's
So
like, I kind of just want to take a break from it for like a little bit, and then if
yeah,
something comes up, you know.
yeah, her mental's got to be crazy trying to play Harley Quinn for that long.
Seriously.
Speaking of Harley Quinn, how's your cosplay going on? You got your bazooka thing going on, Rachel.
Yeah, I finished my bazooka today. I'm hoping to do a shoot in a couple weekends before the movie comes out. But if not, then it'll be like shortly after the movie, so I could post stuff. But
So, do you know where you're going to be for? Where you're going to cosplay as Comic Con? Like, you have your set schedule where you're going to be on each day.
well, I'm definitely gonna be Harley, even though everyone's gonna be dressed up as her anyway. But I'm hoping I'll be one of the better ones. You know, like I'll be a little bit above everybody else. Not to toot my own horn, but like I'm hoping.
So, talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Yeah, but
But then I'm also probably good. I hope to have motivation to like get my Wanda done for that too. So
We'll actually be all together on Sunday. We're all going to be in face to face. Like, oh shit, the crew is actually here in person, not virtual reality.
word up. I got to get my outfit together. I don't even know what I'm gonna be yet.
I told Nicole, you got to dress up. You're going to feel naked if you don't.
She gonna dress up.
Well, yeah, she gonna dress up. I'm gonna make her dress up, pretty much.
Nah, not like that. But I know she be down for it though.
Mm-hmm. But me and Rachel was talking about like they're apparently they're enforcing the mask rule.
That's fine.
At
I could be a ninja.
well, it's funny because like what we were talking about this, but like they're said like you have to wear proper masks, and it can't be like Spider-Man masks or costume helmets or like I feel like that has to be proper mask material, and you have to actually be wearing the mask.
Oh no!
So like you can't be wearing like a Mando helmet around the con floor. Like they want you to actually have stuff on, and but I'm like thinking, I'm like, how are they actually going to enforce that? Because even if people wear it through security to get in, you know, people are just going to be walking around with it hanging off their ear or like completely off. And even though it's going to be slightly less crowded, like that's still a shit ton of people. Like, how are they going to really enforce that? You can't kick every person out that takes it off. Like,
and I tried looking for like Saturday tickets again because now they said, okay, hey, if you missed your chances, sign up on our website, and anyone wants to give up their tickets, we'll notify you. So I looked up, for Saturday tickets, for us and Nicole. The shit for 4 Saturday tickets was around like more than $400. I'm like, I'm better off buying a PS4, PS5 digital edition for that shit. Like hell,
it makes no sense because, like, yeah, they team up with Light again to do the badge exchange because they're like, oh, to keep things a fair price for fans and to prevent scalpers. And it's like, but you're charging more than what the scalpers are charging on like StubHub. Like they're like tickets are normally $65, and on this Light site, a Saturday ticket is going for $100 extra. It's going for $165. And it's like people on StubHub are posting them for like $120 or $140. Like,
unbelievable.
I'm
definitely gonna get out there. I'm definitely gonna get out there Saturday, so Sunday will definitely pop. But after that, my black ass get back to PA.
I think it's better if we do go on Saturday. And you find
I'm gonna get there on Saturday, but I'm gonna go to the Sunday event.
Yeah, just be sure, but just know that the tickets are gonna be sent over to my house. So like, we'll have to like meet up and like exchange the tickets.
It's all good.
Which Rachel, I guess I might have to see you when I get there because the tickets will be going to you. Yeah, it's gonna be like assigned to me, but it's gonna be going to you.
Yeah, I mean, we could just meet up and I'll give it to you.
That ain't about nothing.
Yeah, yeah. But that's not till October though, so we got plenty of time before getting ready for that. But no, like I said, so it's been an honor talking to you guys about this shit. We've been starting this since January. Now here we are in July, still on this shit. It's a lot of fun.
Hey,
And it doesn't stop because we got What If next, and then it's gonna be Hawkeye, then it's gonna be Miss Marvel, and then it's gonna be Eternal, then it's gonna be Spider-Man. It's gonna be all it's even Venom, Like maybe if we're gonna talk about that or not, I don't know. Even Carnage.
You could keep me out of that one.
they could have done
You
so
didn't-
much better.
I thought Venom was okay. I thought Venom was
Yeah.
okay. I don't think it was that bad as like people were calling it bad as Catwoman. I'm like, okay, I understand the movie's not that great, but to say it's bad as Catwoman, like
It
come on.
didn't happen.
But if it was up against the two, I would rather watch Catwoman.
It didn't happen in California, bro. Like none of it fits.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah, I can't watch Catwoman. I love Halle Berry, and I love my cat girls, but nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Nah.
I love my anime
It's-
girls.
I love my anime girls too, but it's gonna be a no for me, dog. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. Like nah. But I'm just my favorite part of this podcast was just like playing that clip, just reading that and staring. That shit was just hilarious. Because you think I'm here to play around, y'all? God damn it, I'm not. That's
Not
Derek.
again.
That is Derek.
I got an idea for Facebook that I want to walk in on them and say some shit like that too.
Good luck with that.
It's actually not hard. Their headquarters is actually very friendly, shockingly.
Even though that those guys are gonna play dicks in the movie. All of them are complete dicks in the fucking Social Network movie.
Yeah, but
yeah.
it was
Oh, yeah.
very well. It was very well done. The Social Network was a very
Yeah.
well done movie.
I
Well,
love that movie.
yeah.
I love that
I
movie.
Great
can watch
movie.
it over and over again.
Yeah. But I said my end thing is you guys are all dicks, but y'all made a bunch of money, so y'all got your thing.
Let's be real. Let's be real. What those twin brothers wanted from Mark Zuckerberg
Be real, son.
would have never amounted to what he planned. Like they just wanted to do it for Harvard. He did it for every college. After every college, then it went public to everybody else, and then it killed MySpace.
Bye bye MySpace. But no, anyways, we'll end it right there. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Be sure to, if you guys missed it, we'll be on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Spotify because Spotify does podcasts. So as guys, y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe. We see you guys on the next Marvel topic, which possibly will be Black Widow, or if not Black Widow, it'll be What If. So we'll see you guys next one. Y'all take care. And the